I have been a skinny guy all my life. Now, this was me at 10 years old, this was me at 15 years old, and this was me at 16 years old. And that's on the day where I decided to do something about it. And until then, nothing changed. But when I decided to do something about it, everything changed. In 2 years, I gained 50 pounds. 50 pounds in 2 years. That's absolutely insane. And I mean, I made multiple different mistakes on my journey. And in this video, I'm gonna share with you like the top 3 biggest mistakes I made that honestly, like if I could go back and avoid all of those, maybe I would have made that progress in 1 year. And that would have been absolutely insane. All right, so let's start with the first mistake I made, which was not training properly. I was not training properly because I didn't know what to be doing. So at first, I mean, I started by doing some, you start with doing some dumbbell curls because it's the first exercise you know and you want some bigger bicep. And then I started doing some kind of full body workouts, not really knowing what I should be doing, changing my split every single workout because I didn't know what to do, right? So for like a certain period of my life, I was completely focused on which exercise I should do, how many rest days I should take and stuff like that. So I was online like researching all these different programs. I tried so many different programs, and over the years, I have refined my own program, which has really helped me. Now, this program focuses on muscle growth and on my weak points. So it's kind of personalized to me. So, but for skinny guys, I mean, I think it's personalized for skinny guys too. So this is my current workout split. It's the third link in the description. I know you can't see it well on screen right now, but if you want to actually go check it out, there's the third link in the description. And I mean, there's still some adjustment I need to make. Nowadays, I actually focus even more on my arms by adding more sets for my arms, and I actually start with my arms. So let's say for a chest and tricep, I would start with tricep. That's what I'm currently doing. But this split, I followed for a while, and it had served me so good. So the first day is basically chest and tricep. The second day is back and bicep. Then you got shoulders and traps, and you finish off with legs. Now, what I like doing is training 4 to 5 times a week and having 3 to 2 rest days per week. Now, my workout split is 4 days, right? And on the times where I train 5 times a week, I just add in one more arm day because my weak point right now is my arms because I'm tall and I've got like them lengthy arms because I'm tall. So I need to focus more on my arms if I want to look better, right? So, I mean, fitness journey started. Now I was actually training hard enough. But I started gaining a little bit of weight, but at one point it stopped. I started hitting a plateau, right? And when that happened, I was kind of lost. I didn't know what I should be doing. So I had to change something again. I was not eating enough. And that's the second mistake I made. I was not eating enough. And honestly, eating enough, eating more, it's absolutely hard, bro. Bulking is hard. And if you want to learn like how to bulk properly, I'm gonna give you just a quick few tips, but I've made other videos on how to bulk, and honestly, I mean, it's just a constant battle when you're a skinny guy with like a very weak appetite. So here's a few tips I can give you. The first one is to add an extra meal. So you're gonna eat one more meal a day. Super simple. It can be like as soon as you wake up, before going to bed, whatever it is. Try to fit it in your day. The second one is drinking your calories. So instead of drinking water, maybe drink a little bit of juice. Maybe make yourself some shake, protein shake, whatever it is. The third one is actually not eating too much before going to bed. Because there's basically a correlation between how much you eat before going to bed and how full you're gonna feel the next day, right? So if you eat too much before going to bed, you're gonna feel full during the whole next day, and you want to be bulking that day. So not eating too much before going to bed is a good one, and eating quickly is another good one. So let's say you're sitting down to eat your meal, what you could do is like almost set a timer or just like tell yourself like, okay, I'm focusing on eating and I'm gonna eat as quickly as possible. So you're kind of tricking your brain into thinking that you didn't eat that much even though you ate a lot. So that's basically it for the bulking tips. So that's the second mistake I made. I mean, for a while, like at first, I was not gaining weight. I was kind of stagnating because, I mean, I didn't know I needed to bulk. But the day I realized I should bulk, I started making progress. But then, I mean, there's a new plateau, there's a new bulk plateau. Because let's say I was eating 3,500 calories a day. I mean, at some point, that 3,500 calories a day, it becomes your baseline. So you gotta upgrade the weight. And I mean, the more you upgrade, the harder it gets. But I mean, it is possible. It is possible to eat more. And I know the advice just eating more sounds stupid, but it's really just that. It's just simply eating more. The third mistake I made was actually not focusing on increasing my testosterone. Honestly, in those first few years, I mean, I never had like very low testosterone, I believe. I always felt good, energized and stuff. Always had great libido. But you can, like right now, if you never try to increase your testosterone, you can easily double your testosterone. Now, there are a few ways to double your testosterone. And the first way is to actually avoid stuff. Imagine like your testosterone potential is over here, but you're over here because of your bad habits. So here's a few things you can do right now. The first one is to avoid any type of seed oil, so that's like vegetable oils, canola oil, sunflower oil, and instead replace them by butter and olive oil. Super simple. And honestly, like if you actually follow this tip and after, like before eating anything, you actually look if there is seed oils on it, you're gonna be like unable to eat any type of junk food. McDonald's has seed oils in almost everything. So avoiding seed oils in a way is not simply gonna do that you don't put canola oil on the pan when you try to eat something, but you're actually gonna be now unable to eat basically like every junk. So that's what I did like 8 months ago, and honestly I've felt a huge difference in how I feel and in my testosterone. So avoiding seed oils, replacing it by butter and olive oil, first step. The second thing you can do is actually avoid refined sugars. So that's basically everything that's like all these bad sugars. So let's say you're drinking Coca-Cola, refined sugars. Let's say you're eating any sort of candies, right? Refined sugar. And instead, I mean, replace them by fruit, you know, actually high quality carbs, maybe even some pasta. I know that, you know, you're not gonna eat like pasta instead of candies, but you get what I mean, right? Your carb source should be from those two because they are much healthier and they actually don't destroy your testosterone as much as refined sugars does. And the last one is actually avoiding any types of, I mean, avoiding most plastic. Now, I know this can sound like kind of weird and like some conspiracy theory, but plastic estrogenics, they're actually very bad for you. And honestly, I mean, I wish I knew about them sooner, but avoiding plastic, I know it sounds kind of weird and hard, and I don't have much time in this video to talk about it, but if you can bear with me, avoiding plastic is actually gonna is the thing that's actually gonna shoot up your testosterone. So plastic, what is it? It's your polyester clothing. This shirt is 95% cotton, so it's completely fine. So polyester clothing you should avoid. There's drinking in a plastic water bottle, and honestly there's so many other things I could go on about, but I'm gonna keep that one for another video. So if we summarize real quick, instead of seed oils, eat butter and olive oil, and instead of refined sugars, eat some fruit, pasta, anything like that, and try to avoid plastic. Now, I know like maybe you're not equipped with the knowledge yet to avoid plastic, but I'm gonna keep that one for another video. And what you can indulge on to increase your testosterone is all the fatty meat. So every type of fatty meat, beef, any type of steak, that's actually gonna help you. Like, it's kind of the building blocks to testosterone. And on top of that, I mean, butter. Butter, it has cholesterol, right? And we've always heard that cholesterol is bad for you. But it's really not. It's really not bad for you. I mean, now a bunch of new like research and data have shown that butter is actually good for you. I mean, even Andrew Huberman is talking about it. So testosterone, to build it, you need cholesterol, and you can find a lot of cholesterol in butter. So more butter, more fatty meat. And the last one is simply like eating healthier, like adding more veggies, and instead of like the junk, if you're avoiding seed oils already, you're gonna be fine. But instead of the junk, maybe replace it by just something that looks healthy. And honestly, if it looks healthy, it's probably is. So that's basically it to increase your test. And honestly, like, I felt a difference over the years. I've really focused on this shit, and I mean, it helped me on my journey. If I could start again, I would tell this little guy everything I know, everything I just listed, and I would let him like avoid plastic. He would go make research and he would find a way. Avoid refined sugars. I mean, it would be hard at first, but he would find a way. And avoiding seed oils, and honestly for me that was pretty easy, but I mean, I would find a way, right? Make sure you're eating enough and make sure you're training properly. Just embark on a good training split and just keep up with it. Like, stay with that training split for a while and you're gonna see gains. So that's basically it for today's video. If you'd be interested in one-to-one coaching with me, it's gonna be the first link in the description. And if you're interested in watching me and my little bro who lives just next door training, we basically post almost all our workouts on YouTube. It's on this second channel called Anabolic Monkeys. There's a second link in the description. And if you want my splits, there's a third link in the description. See you guys. Mwah.